All right, so I want to tell you a little story about this 18-year-old who made 800,000 in 90 days and what I learned from him. Because I went to this place, just a little lunch, and I met this kid. He was 18 years old and he was helping his mom run a business. And I'm sitting there and I'm so curious. That's the reason I even set up this lunch with this guy. I'm like, I need to know, what are you doing? You're 18. We're the same age, right? Almost. Well, now he's 19, but we're almost the same age. And this guy is making what, I don't even know, what does that come out to? 900, 800,000 in 90 days? That's what? Um, 200,000 a month? To like 220 a month? What are you doing different? Can you tell me? And he laid it out for me, and that's what I'm gonna lay out for you guys. So it was very few things, but this way that he approached it shocked me. So first I asked him, I'm like, how much work did that take? He had never done these numbers before. He's like, oh, I worked maybe 4 hours a day, maybe five, like maximum five. He's like, I can't do more than five. I'm like, you worked 5 hours a day and you made 800,000. He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. How? That's great. You work less hours, you make more money. Great. How are you? Please explain, right? What's your process here? And he's like, "Oh, pretty simple. I like studied ads for hundreds of hours prior, right? I've been doing business since I was 13, and I took sales calls as webinars. So I didn't have to do any of that. I just had to create ads." I'm like, "Wow, this guy knows what he's doing." So what was interesting about this guy is he just he had a very simple funnel. And to me, it's like, okay, simple funnel, simplicity works well, but I never take it to heart until I saw this dude. And hearing that he only worked 5 hours a day, here's how it worked. He ran ads, right? And he had to run the best ads. He had to run the absolute best ads. And he took those ads, just made them the best ones possible, and he had a simple funnel page, right? The ad went to this website, and the website was just a little video like, hey, here's what you're doing, here's how everything works, etc. And then he gets people to opt into a webinar, live webinar. 30% show up rate, which is terrible, by the way. If you have a 30% show up rate, something's wrong in your business. I showed him how to fix that, so he's gonna make way more now because my show up rate's really high. I helped a guy make more money. But yeah, anyways, show up rate's terrible, but he's still making that number, so something's working. And so the people who showed up, they're of course more likely to buy. And the webinar is pretty much a sales call. She gets everyone on that sales call to buy, and that's how he does it. And he just does it every 3 days. I think he said he does a webinar, which is not a lot. Like every 3 days running a webinar, that's tiny. That's absurdly tiny. But he's pulling in cash, pulling in cash. So seeing that, it really made me think like, wow, this is something. So I thought, hey, I might be able to do that. So I'm just I'm just trying out different stuff and seeing what I can do. But this dude was super inspiring. And it showed me like at some point you can only work all the hours in the day. After that it's making the right decisions. And he learned what the right decisions are. So that's why I think sitting down thinking about what you need to do is way more important than just doing stuff. And that's what I did in the last 4 weeks, and it really helped me clarify what I need to do. So I took his lessons. I'm like, okay, how can I work less but get greater output? Two, I need to learn more about ads. And pretty much what that boils down to is you want to make the best thing in that niche. Best ad, best organic content, best long form content, best reels, best shorts, best free resource. You want to become the best in a certain particular niche so that when people come in and they see your stuff, they're like, oh, if this is their free stuff, imagine their paid stuff, right? So you want a really good product. So that's kind of how I'm thinking of stuff. Yeah, this guy was just absurd. So he really inspired me to think about stuff differently, and that's what I'm gonna do moving forward. So That's what you should do as well. How can you make it so that you work less, but you get greater outcome for what you are doing? That should be like a core part of what you're thinking of every single day, especially in business. You should always be thinking like, how can I make this better? How can I get better? How can I do better? And you'll always improve. So yeah, that's all I wanted to share. Just a tiny little video. Um, there's people out there making more money than you that are way stupider than you, and it's because they've mastered tiny little things, and you can do it. So, inspired me to do it. So yeah, I will see you soon.